here in less than 100 days. The Pro Bowl before that. Getting ready for the kickoff. The Eagles won the toss, and they want the football. They'll get it first. Let's head down to the field to Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, it's good news, bad news for the Eagles on the injury front. Both Michael Kendricks and Darren Sproles out early to test their respective injuries. And as Rondé alluded to, Kendricks got the green light, but Sproles did not. Meanwhile, for the Arizona Cardinals, they get run-stuffing defensive end Calais Campbell back. I spoke with him a few moments ago, and he told me he is aware of that brace on his right knee. He doesn't think it will affect his explosiveness, but Chris, he's going to rotate in and out at the beginning of this game just to test things out.
The Cardinals #1 when it comes to stopping the run in the NFL. That's rookie kicker Chandler Catanzaro, who's been perfect with field goals this year. Kicking off to start this game, we talked about how these head coaches think differently, Rondé, and the trend is to defer when you win the toss, but not Chip Kelly, not Bruce Arians. Kelly won the toss, wants the ball, and he'll get it to start. Week 8, 2 5-1 teams, leaders of the NFC West, and the Eagles looking up, chasing the Cowboys in the East, and Week 8 underway with the Cardinals and Eagles in Arizona. Touchbacks of coming out to the 20-yard line. Nick Foles and this offense. Foles has played well on the road. You touched about some of the struggles this season with the offensive line injuries. He does have 10 touchdowns to go with 7 interceptions, but in the last 8 road starts, impressive numbers.
This offense will be greatly helped if they can get a run game going like they have in the past 2 weeks. You almost feel like Nick Foles trying to do a little bit too much his second year starting in this system, but he has been very efficient other than those turnovers early in these last few weeks.
3rd-round draft pick out of the University of Arizona. Remember, these two teams played last year after the Eagle bye week. Philadelphia won that game. That was played up in Pennsylvania. From the 20 on 1st down, Foles completes to LaShawn McCoy, and he's brought down right away. McCoy averaging about 3.5 yards a carry, but maybe their most complete game coming off that giant victory before the bye week. And without a huddle, here they go. Pass is caught. Brent Selleck, the veteran tight end. It'll bring up 3rd down.
The rest of their offense here, we have David Moak and Todd Harrimans has played out of position some this year. Played a little bit better as of late. See if they can keep that going today.
Foles on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Rashad Johnson from his safety spot, the brains of the operation back there, forcing the Eagles to a 4th and 6.
Arizona did a good job there making Nick Foles hold the ball, which he does quite a bit, Chris. He'll hold on to it, trying to find that last receiver. There was nothing going there, and Rashad Johnson made a good play to get them off on 3rd down.
Donnie Jones booms it. Ted Ginn Jr. back inside the Arizona 20. Knocked down right away. The Eagles special teams dramatically improved. Trey Burton on the stop as Carson Palmer. We mentioned the nerve damage in the shoulder. He's missed 3 games. Suffered only 1 interception that came last week against the Raiders. And is, as you said, much more comfortable his second year in this ever-changing offensive system of Bruce Arians.
That interception last week was off a tip on a perfectly thrown ball, too, Chris. He's played as efficient as I've ever seen him. You know he's comfortable with Bruce Arians and his play column. He's very involved in getting the game plan together. See how they attack Philadelphia, this defense that has been struggled at times this year.
Andre Ellington. Brought down short of the 20. Malcolm Jenkins up from his safety spot. Ellington has been more than 70% of the team's rush yards this year.
Big one there is Michael Floyd. Larry Fitzgerald is who he is. The offense no longer goes to him, though. It's spread around, and Carson Palmer has done a great job this year getting the ball to a lot of different targets. Offensive line has been very solid this year.
2nd and 13, 4 wide receivers in for Arizona. Ellington remains the back. He gets the carry, and Ellington zooms up near the 30-yard line. It'll bring up third down. They need to get to the 33 for a first down. Eagles with that 3-4, a very malleable defense. Fletcher Cox, no sacks yet, but 21 quarterback pressures.
It's malleable because they have a lot of players that they can use in this defense, especially in the secondary. Malcolm Jenkins, I think is a huge addition to this team. Him and Nate Allen can play in the slot. If you bring in Brandon Boykin, and we see Nolan Carroll in the game as a dime player, they have a lot that they can show on this side of the ball.
Ellington as a receiver, top of your screen. Fitzgerald at the bottom. Palmer floats one, sideline, caught, yes, feet in, John Brown. First down, Cardinals. Palmer knocked to the ground.
This is something that Carson Palmer does really, really well, probably better than any quarterback in the league, and it's stay in the pocket. It starts to collapse around. There's five-man pressure here. He'll step up and take time to find a guy coming out late, and that was a heck of a completion there to John Brown.
The rookie from Pittsburgh State, Division II school, drafted in the third round. Cardinals are going to use a timeout. On their first possession, 1st and 10 Cardinals. We'll have more from Arizona in a moment.
Game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
I'm sure the Bose headset is approved by the NFL. On first down after the timeout, 2 remaining for the Cardinals here, just underway. Just short of the 40. Palmer from the pocket, going deep over the head of John Brown. We asked Bruce Arians, Rondé, there is a flag down back in the area of Brown at the 43. Walt Anderson, our referee.
Holding number 22, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That call on Brandon Boykin. And it'll give the Cardinals a first down at the 44. We asked Bruce Arians to describe his offense, and he hesitated and said, it's a scratch where it itches offense.
You can have those type of offenses when you have the type of playmakers that he has on this side of the ball. We'll get into that in a second.
Ellington the carry, brought down right away.
It's not unique, though, Chris, to have these type of players, the Andre Ellingtons, the Michael Floyd, the Larry Fitzgerald.
What does he mean by scratch where it itches? Wherever
Carson,
we need to go.
So his playbook doesn't look the same every week, and I think that's unique to Bruce Arians. If there's a matchup he likes, if there's a player he likes against a certain guy on the defense, he can tailor-make his game plan to that guy, and he does that every single week, and the players love it.
And he's got 4 wide receivers in, 3 at the top of the screen on 2nd and 9. Pass is caught. That's again Brown, who's the speedster. And Carson Palmer had trouble describing the offense. He said we're a lot of things, and we change a lot, just as you said, but it is a quick blocking, quick passing kind of offense.
And not West Coast. He was very adamant to say it is not a West Coast offense.
So where should they attack this Eagle defense?
They have the opportunity outside, I think, to get after both corners, Bradley Fletcher and Kerry Williams. They struggled making plays on the ball. I think there's some matchups out there that we'll see today.
5 wide receivers on 3rd and 5 and 6 defensive backs for the Eagles. Carson Palmer clapping.
Encroachment, number 95, defense. 5-yard, is still third down.
That's on linebacker Michael Kendricks. Understandable. He's their quickest linebacker. Member injured in week 2 against Indianapolis with a calf strain and playing despite being limited in practice this week. So another penalty here helps the Cardinals move the ball to the 47 of Philadelphia. Now 3rd and 1. Robert Hughes checks in with Ellington in the backfield. Handoff flag. And Hughes got the carry, but let's check the penalty.
False start, number 84, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's on tight end Rob Hauser, so it'll move the Cardinals back 5. And it'll go back to 3rd and 6. Bruce Arians, like Chip Kelly, one of 9 head coaches currently that calls the plays for their team, the offensive plays, obviously, and said he wouldn't be a head coach if he couldn't call the plays. And Chip really enjoys it as well.
I think this guy's the exact same.
Palmer's hit, and the ball is in the air. It is not waved as if it's an incompletion here. Trent Cole got in and hit Palmer. And I did not see a quick incompletion rule, so we got to see if that's a fumble. There is a flag down. Flags in
illegal hands to the face, number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That calls on safety Nate Allen. And that was away from the play, obviously, as Cole came in on Palmer and rocked him.
Carson Palmer took quite a hit right there. I mean, we watched this. I mean, this is right off the edge. Trent Cole is unblocked, and there hadn't have been that penalty. That's a fumble, I think, Chris.
So we have already had 4 penalties accepted. First down. Palmer. Incomplete. Here comes a flag. He was trying to go to Ted Ginn.
Illegal contact there on Bradley Fletcher. And it's one of the things that these Eagles corners have not done well.
Pass interference, number 24, defense. First down, the spot of the foul.
Bradley Fletcher starts to lose his footing there, and he just panics a little bit as he starts to go to the ground and grabs Ted Ginn. Easy call.
15-yard penalty marks the ball at the 32 of the Eagles. So far, the officiating crew, the star of this game. Palmer, delayed handoff to Andre Ellington. Ellington in his second year out of Clemson, breakaway speed, also a receiver, a guy who they want to at least carry the ball 20 times a game.
And they got to be careful how they utilize Andre Ellington. Obviously, they have other runners and Stephon Taylor. He's not a big guy. He's not a guy you want to have sticking his head in between the tackles 20 times a game, but he does a great job getting the ball out of the backfield. I think that's going to be a matchup favorable to the Cardinals all day today.
Pass incomplete for Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald in his career in 6 games against the Philadelphia Eagles has 10 touchdowns. That includes a postseason matchup.
That's Andre Ellington. Talk about his play with the ball, off the ball there, picking up that edge rusher. Philadelphia has brought a lot of pressure so far in this game, Chris. They line up right now with all 11 guys except for this one corner at the bottom of the screen at the line of scrimmage.
Stephon Taylor checks in at running back on 3rd down. Another flag.
Defensive coordinator Bill Davis has got to be kicking himself right now. These 2 encroachment penalties, if this is in fact what this one is.
Prior to the action in the middle of the line, false start, number 12, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Bruce Arians doesn't agree the call on his rookie receiver, John Brown. Now you're looking if they get nothing here on 3rd and 13 at about a 53-yard field goal try. 6 penalties already called in this game. Taylor, the running back from the 35 of the Eagles. Blitz coming. Palmer, it's picked up for Floyd. Incomplete. Bradley Fletcher had it covered.
Carson did a good job stepping up in the pocket there and delivering this ball. And I've seen Michael Floyd make these type of catches frequently, these tough acrobatic catches, and it hits him right between the numbers. He's not able to bring it down. That's a drop. That should be a touchdown for Arizona. He's kicking himself. He gets on the sideline, sees that picture.
And an interesting call. Arians decides to punt, or at least line up that way, as opposed to going for a 53-yard field goal. And punt it into the end zone. So you're not going to net much. That ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line. And the Eagle offense will get a chance on its second possession. Nick Foles in a scoreless game here in Arizona.
Game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Along with Rondé Barber, Chris Myers here in Arizona. Second possession for the Eagles. A penalty-filled opening quarter and scoreless as Nick Foles starts from the 20-yard line. Cardinals opted to pass a long field goal opportunity and punt it. McCoy the back. He gets the carry. And LaShawn McCoy dances across the 30 for an Eagle first down. And frustrated, it looked like he could have got more if he stayed on his feet.
Just a zone blocking scheme. It's how they love to run it. And LaShawn McCoy likes to be under center too. Gives him that patience. He has that patience. Find a gap. He found one there.
Gain of 13. Very little patience here as he's dropped in the backfield by Alex Okafor. Eagles lose yardage. Remember, this is a no-huddle, up-tempo, and the Cards were ready.
Cardinals are great against the run because they bring so much pressure. Chops up the front, fills gaps, confuses offensive linemen, and he was untouched there.
Foles on target and gets up across the 40. Jeremy Maclin, the leading receiver on this team. And remember, Chip Kelly said, I don't worry about how fast or the snap or the timing. I want points. I don't worry about time of possession either. I just want us moving the football and getting points.
They want to move fast, but most importantly, Chris, they want to get in a rhythm. The offense can get in a rhythm, convert third downs, keep drives going. They play a lot better. It doesn't matter about the speed.
3rd and 2. Foles backpedaling and completes. Looks like it's good enough to the rookie Josh Huff, who played for Kelly at Oregon. There's a flag down.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 71, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And our rules analyst, Mike Pereira, pointing out that this crew, Walt Anderson, they call hands to the face. They watch it closely. Let's put it that way.
Jason Peters is certainly one of the better left tackles in football, and his hands shoot up straight into Stinson's face mask, and he got that call out real quick. We talked about rhythm. These type of penalties kill rhythm, Chris.
Negates the first down. It's 3rd and 12. Chris Polk is in with Darren Sproles inactive. Blitz coming. Caught. Jordan Matthews has a first down. He's in Arizona territory near the 46-yard line.
Cardinals were late on that pressure there. Tyrann Mathieu coming off the edge was unblocked. Left his safety in a tough position there on that crossing route. We talked about in the open, if you identify pressure, find the appropriate receiver, you can gash the Cardinals defense, and they did it right there.
A gain of 23. McCoy maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Sam Acho, whose brother Emmanuel is over on the other sideline on the tackle from his linebacker spot.
That was an example, Chris, to me of a defense that can get over-aggressive. No need to call a blitz there, in my mind. Play defense. Let them get to 3rd or 4th and 3rd and long. Let them have to work for it. Make a one-on-one tackle, and they were able to convert that one on a big play.
From the 45, Chris Polk goes straight ahead. He's been battling a hamstring, but he's your power inside runner. And only he and LaShawn McCoy are the only active running backs on the roster at the moment. Trey Burton can help out from the back up tight end spot. And Sproles did get some practice in this week, inactive. 6 defensive backs here on 3rd down and 6. hurts. And there's a flag in the backfield as Nick Foles goes down. Cromartie was over there covering.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 94, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
So the call is on Sam Acho of the Cardinals.
Just there on the inseam on the up and under, and the ball's coming out, and it's close. 1 step, 2 steps.
Looked like helmet contact there.
Who could tell whether or not these are roughing the passers? See it every week, though. If it's a step and a half, 2 steps, they're going to throw that flag. They're protecting the quarterbacks. But I'm not saying that was the right call right there.
Well, it gives the Eagles a 1st and 10 inside the 22 of Arizona. McCoy's the back. Philly spreads them out. Foles with time. Throws just to get rid of it. Let's get a game break. Check in with Joel Klatt.
All right, Chris, let's go to Tampa Bay. And on the first play of overtime, after Teddy Bridgewater drove down and tied the game, it's rookie Austin Seferian-Jenkins. He gets stripped by Anthony Barr, also a rookie who takes it for 6 in the win. That's right. The Vikings get a road win. Chris and Rhonda.
All right, thank you very much. Vikings will host the Redskins next Sunday on 2nd and 10. Foles, a quick pass to Maclin. Jeremy Maclin. Eagle in the end zone. Touchdown.
Good play call over there, Chris. They just lined up Patrick Peterson. You see the entire defense commit. Lane Johnson gets out in front. If we get a wider angle of this picture, there is nobody else in the screen to make this tackle on Jeremy Maclin. Easy touchdown there for Philadelphia.
His 5th touchdown catch of this season. Getting the confirmation. And it's good, and so is the extra point. Cody Parkey, the rookie kicker, gives the Eagles a 7-0 advantage over Bruce Arians and the Cardinals.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Find the best deals at pizzahut.com. By Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. And by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Nick Foles with his 11th touchdown pass of the season, 31 for Jeremy Maclin in his career, and it cracks the Eagles' top 10 all time. And it snaps the string of the Cardinals. They were the only team in the NFL that scored first in every game this year. Cody Parkey kicking off. Ted Ginn Jr. watching it in the end zone. And Carson Palmer and the Arizona offense will start out at the 20, trailing 7-0. Billy Davis, one-time defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals, now the defensive coordinator for Chip Kelly and the Eagles. 7-0 as he'll try and defend Palmer and Ellington here from the 20. 4:39 to go in the opening quarter. It is Ellington, and he gets a healthy gain on first down.
Back to this touchdown real quick. I want you to watch Rashad Johnson right here. And Lane Johnson right here, the offensive tackle, comes out in the screen. He completely commits to that fake run over there. Patrick Peterson is all by himself, and there's no chance of him beating that offensive tackle and preventing that touchdown.
So the Cardinals having to play catch-up, something they haven't had to do all year long from the opening bell. 26-yard line on second down. Andre Ellington. It'll be third and short. Ellington is playing a little bit beat up. Ribs, foot injury, but that's just part of the game according to his head coach. As he said, he's only 5'9", and from Clemson in his second year. Moncks Corner, South Carolina. And Bruce Arians said, you just have to play through the pain in this league. And last year he took a game off for injury, came back, had his best game of the season, and Arians reminded him of that.
You played 3 games in the NFL, you're not going to feel good. It doesn't matter.
He's already carried 6 times here in the opening quarter. On 3rd and 2, Ellington with the reception and a first down across the 35-yard line.
This will be an advantage for Arizona all day long. They run a lot of scat protection, meaning that whenever a defense brings pressure, instead of the back staying in the block, he just goes out in the route. And that's exactly what happened right there. And Andre Ellington has a clear advantage over almost any of those linebackers in this Eagles secondary.
5 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Spreading the field is Palmer on the run. Floats one for Fitzgerald. He was juggling it, but it's ruled a catch as he went out of bounds.
This is an unreal grab here. I mean, we know Larry Fitzgerald has a propensity to make these type of grabs, but this ball is floating. Looks like it's going out of bounds. It's just routine for the great Larry Fitzgerald.
He did maintain possession and through the process of the play completed holding on to the football. A gain of 29 to the 35 of the Eagles. Palmer has to get rid of it. Coverage was good by the Eagles. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Brandon Graham putting some pressure on Carson Palmer.
Arizona's running a lot of 2 tight end sets here early in this game, Chris. Really just to max protect, keep the pocket sound, give an extra blocker. So as a result, you're only seeing 2 receivers out in the route. So a couple of times so far today, we've seen him not have anywhere to throw the football because of that.
Ellington will pick up a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down. Remember last time the Cardinals worked the ball in here, and there were a number of penalties called. We've had 8 already in this opening quarter. 9 would be the high water mark for a first quarter in the NFL this season, but they passed up what would have been a 53-yard field goal and punted. Let's see how they play it here. Should they not get the first down from the 32, you're looking at a 50-yarder at the moment. Completes the pass, trying to work inside the 25, and the lunge is Jerron Brown. 2nd-year player from Clemson, and it's going to be close. A measurement called for. The yellow line superimposed as part of the TV product to give us a better idea where the chain links are.
2 Browns on this roster. Don't get confused. 13 is the bigger one, the stronger one. John Brown, a little quick guy.
And that lunge by Jerron, who's 6'2", a little short. Take a closer look at how it was spotted, and Arians with an early decision to make.
Fighting off Fletcher there. You know, he made that lunge, Chris, but it looked like his knee is down and the ball is short of the line of gain there.
So they're going to go for it on 4th, and you saw how much from the 25-yard line.
If you're Cardinal now, you're telling yourself, we're going to be good on offense. We can at least get an inch. That's why he's going for this right now.
2 tight ends in. Fitzgerald, top of your screen. Andre Ellington is the back. He gets the carry, and he gets the first down.
Philadelphia mug those A-gaps, put those linebackers in there. You do that so discourage the quarterback from running a sneak. You saw Carson Palmer there just say, we're going to run the play, turn around and hand it off. They got good push up front for that first down.
4 down. 4 down. Let go. Wide 80.
Palmer on first down. Has to get rid of it. There was nowhere to go. Michael Floyd covered. 3 seconds remain here in the opening quarter. Second possession for the Cardinals. Both times they have moved it into Eagle territory. This their best scoring opportunity here from the 22 of Philadelphia. Ellington and Robert Hughes in the backfield.
Just takes one, Mike. Takes one. Wide 80.
Andre Ellington cuts back and is brought down inside the 20, and that'll bring it into the opening quarter. A touchdown pass from Foles to Macklin has the Eagles on top, but the hometown Cardinals are on the move. Fox NFL Sunday returns after these messages. Start of the second quarter with Rondé Barber. Chris Myers on 3rd and 7 from inside the 20 of the Eagles. Palmer's pass to Fitzgerald. He's inside the 10, down to the 6. It's going to be 1st and goal Cardinals.
Talk about matchups all the time. Carson Palmer has Larry Fitzgerald on Brandon Boykin, and that is a significant size matchup for Arizona. Larry Fitzgerald is not the focal point of this offense anymore. They don't push the ball to him like they used to. But he still has quite an influence on this offense.
Ellington the carry. Trying to get outside. Andre Ellington run out of bounds. Kerry Williams wouldn't let him get to the end zone.
Good run by Andre Ellington there. That play was designed to go off tackle. There was nothing there but combination, just speed, quickness. Kerry Williams is in position there, and he just outran him to the corner.
2nd and goal from the 1. Hughes and Ellington in the backfield. Hand off. Ellington, touchdown Cardinals.
Bruce Arians told us this is a fact around the league. Good football teams run the football in the red zone. They were committed there to punching this thing down in the end zone. And there's a couple of good blocks here. Watch the fullback Hughes here. He crawls in right behind him on D'Amico Ryans and falls in for the touchdown. Way to answer that score from Philadelphia.
Chandler Catanzaro, the rookie, for the extra point to tie things early here in the second quarter. 2 teams, each with records of 5-1, going at it. Ellington's 2nd rushing touchdown this year.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ram Truck. Guts, glory, Ram. By Burger King. For limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Corona, who invite you to find your beach.
Chandler Catanzaro kicking off. Chris Polk back to return. He does have a 102-yard touchdown return against Washington. In fact, the Eagles in kickoff return yardage average lead the NFL coming into this week. And there is Polk, who is the backup today to McCoy with Darren Sproles inactive. Josh Huff is back here on this one as he's the back behind Polk, and he gets it up across the 20-yard line. The Eagles, who scored first in a tie game, back on offense. The Cardinals, who lead the NFC West, trying to open up some room on the idle 49ers, and the Seahawks, who won earlier today. The Rams losing in the NFC West, and the Eagles. Dallas plays Monday night against Washington. The Cowboys are surprised at 6-1. Eagles hoping to keep pace. They'll still have a chance to play Dallas 2 times here in the second half of the season. Foles from the pocket. Middle of the field open, and with the catch for a first down, it's Jordan Matthews.
They may have to take a look at this one, Chris. That the beanbag went out, and they said it indicating that it was an incomplete or a fumble. But the timing of that hit.
Ruling on the field is a catch. First down.
The timing of that hit looked like it could have been an incomplete pass.
But they move so quickly, will there be a chance to challenge if you want to? Ball is out. That looks like an incomplete play. And here comes the challenge flag.
I was going to say he definitely should challenge that. That was for sure an incomplete pass.
Bruce Arians.
Arizona is challenging the ruling on the field of a catch.
Uses his outside linebacker coach from upstairs to help him on the challenge. 2 of 3. And we'll check on this one.
Game is sponsored by the new Samsung Galaxy Note 4. The next big thing is here.
Ruled a catch, challenged by the Cardinals and Bruce Arians.
After reviewing the play, pass is incomplete. Receiver lost control of the ball on the way to the ground. It'll be second down at the 21-yard line. Please put 13:31 on the game clock. And Arizona is not charged with a timeout.
You see that ball as he's trying to bring it in, hits his right knee, and before it ever that process is completed, it's coming loose, and clear incompletion there.
James Betcher, outside linebacker coach upstairs, helping Arians now. 2 out of 3 have been overturned this season when the Cardinals have challenged. So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Foles. Here comes a flag, and Macklin goes out of bounds after making the catch. Flag came in from the secondary.
It's going to be a hold on Patrick Peterson. Just riding him 5-6 yards down the field.
Holding number 21 defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a completed pass for a first down.
And it looks touchy, but from our view, you could tell that he was grabbing onto Macklin. That is his 8th holding pass interference call of the year. He's such a great athlete. He's been called quite a bit so far this season.
First down from the 31. Foles pass, knocked down or run away. Macklin short of the 35-yard line. Macklin came in as the leading receiver, but targeted twice as many times as he's caught the football. And in this game today already with 3 grabs, including the touchdown. Without a huddle, 2nd and 9. McCoy waiting for blockers. Stopped at about the 38. It'll bring up 3rd down. The Cardinal defense was allowing less than 73 yards a game on the ground, just about 3 yards a carry. Now 3rd and 3. Caught and falling for the first down is Zach Ertz. Near the 45 of the Eagles.
I think they think that this is their best matchup. Zach Ertz, who is athletic. You know, Britt Selleck's been here a long time, but Zach Ertz in his 2nd year is really athletic, moves well in zones. He's got that length. And in that zone coverage right there for Arizona, he found a clear open spot. That was an easy throw and catch for the first down.
From the 45, it's LaShawn McCoy. He's on the Arizona side of the field, brought down by Deone Buchanan, the rookie safety, the 1st round pick from Washington State of the Arizona Cardinals. A strong first down run for McCoy.
I think they got lucky, got away with a horse collar tackle here. Amazing that no one saw that.
Open. Macklin inside the 20 of Arizona.
I tell you what, Chris, teams are no longer scared of Patrick Peterson. Watch him get lost in coverage right here. And the one problem that he has, and I see this on film when I watch Arizona, his eyes are always in the backfield. He didn't even see Jeremy Macklin make that cut to the out there.
On 1st and 10, Chris Polk. Fake to him. Foles is waiting for somebody. He gets it to Josh Huff, who gets inside the 10. Ball's out. Cardinals are on it. Deion Buchanan comes up with the loose football for Arizona.
Philadelphia is having a nice, steady drive. Get the ball to Huff. Breaks the tackle, which is good, but you got to secure this football. What a great hustle play, though, by Frosty Rucker.
Rucker causing the fumble. Buchanan coming up with the recovery.
And they'll review this, obviously, because all turnovers are reviewed. But I think they're trying to figure out where the spot is of this
ruling on
ball.
the field was a catch and then a fumble. Recovery by the defensive team in the field of play. He possessed the ball in the field of play. His own momentum carried him into the end zone. The ball will be brought back to the spot of momentum. It will be Arizona's ball at the 2-yard line, first down.
Well said, Walt. I couldn't have described it any better than that.
Well, a frustrating moment for that rookie, Josh Huff of the Eagles, and the Cardinals rookie coming up with the takeaway.
I tell you, though, that the defense was sieving right there. Philadelphia was doing exactly what they wanted to. What a great hustle play by Frosty Rucker. Big defensive lineman coming out of nowhere. 290-pound guy chasing down a wide receiver for a forced fumble. That's a great play.
Turnover margin this season, you saw. Ellington the back with Fitzgerald, who has been key in the run game for this Arizona team, but not much there. Michael Kendricks making the tackle.
Interesting you say that, Chris, because you keep talking about how this offense doesn't center around Larry Fitzgerald. Before, he was a dedicated X receiver. He was always on the line of scrimmage. He was always the primary target. But now they move him around. They put him in the slot. When he comes into the core, he's a blocker at times. He's evolved as a player in this Arizona offense now with Bruce Arians.
After a gain of 2. Palmer in his own end zone. Has to throw it quickly to Fitzgerald. Out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd down. Andre Ellington has already run it 12 times, and he's caught a pass. And for Fitzgerald, who has, as we mentioned, been good against the Eagles over his career, with his 3rd catch of this game.
His numbers coming in don't look great, Chris, but he's had a couple of really big football games against the Redskins early in the year. He was their primary target. And today, they've targeted him a bunch of times. See if they go to him here on 3rd down. He's lined up in the slot, and his defense over here.
Empty backfield. Ellington as a receiver, floated in that direction. John Brown with the catch. And there's a flag down back at the goal line.
Goodness me, Chris. What a catch. First of all, Carson Palmer recognizing the
Personal
pressure.
foul, roughing the passer, number 58, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
The call on Trent Cole.
Yeah, it's an all-out blitz here, and he recognized it. But look at the catch. He almost looks like he's not even tracking the ball. Get his pinkies on that ball to make that catch. Outstanding play.
Gary Williams running right with him, but how about the call on roughing the passer?
That's the second one we've seen today. It's tough. It's tough to be a rushman in this league nowadays. Anything that looks sketchy or looks violent ends up being a penalty.
So the 25-yard completion, and then the attack on the 15-yard penalty. And it digs the Cardinals. It was 3rd down and out of the hole now, all the way up to the 48-yard line of Arizona.
Who's Will? 4 down.
sideline. Incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of Michael Floyd, who's checking his left knee and shin area.
They don't want to lose this guy. Michael Floyd is such a great downfield threat, but it's hard to see, if anything, what happened to his knee there.
He's being assisted over to the Cardinals sideline and limping just a bit. As we play in the second quarter, 9 penalties called already in this game, and it has had an effect at key moments. Fans applauding the effort from Floyd, who leads the team in average yards per catch with 16, and checking in for him is Jerron Brown, number 13, the second-year receiver from Clemson. See him in the huddle there with Fitzgerald and Palmer. On 2nd and 10, Ellington and Hughes in the backfield. Incomplete. Let's get a game break and check in with Joel Klatt.
All right, Chris, let's go to Pittsburgh, where Ben Roethlisberger comes out on fire. He's 10 of 11, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. That one to Martavis Bryant, the 5-yard variety. 14-3 Steelers over Indianapolis right now. Back to Arizona, Chris and Rondé.
Thank you, Joel. And here it will be 3rd down. Cardinals helped out the last time on 3rd down with a tremendous catch and then a roughing the passer penalty. 4 wide receivers in. Eagles, a lot of pointing going on in their defensive backfield. Palmer throws incomplete. Miscommunication, maybe on both sides of the ball.
Philadelphia showed that all-out pressure again, and there's see Michael Floyd continue to get evaluated there on the sideline. And it didn't look like there was much of a contact type injury to that knee, so we'll have to find out.
Jeremy Maclin waving, letting the ball bounce, and it rolls all the way down to the 15. Drew Butler on the punt. Carson Palmer and the Cardinals hosting the Eagles, and we're tied at 7. After an offensive eruption to tie the series at 2 each, the Giants will send Madison Bumgarner to the mound against James Shields and the Royals. Game 5 of the World Series coming up next on Fox. Also streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
2 teams not in it, LA.
Dodgers were favorites at the beginning of the year, and that's what's great about this World Series. Underdog long shots, although every even year the Giants seem to show up big.
Good series, too. 2-2, I love it.
Deshaun McCoy surging forward past the 20-yard line. Well, the pace of the Eagle offense not as frenetic as we have seen in other games.
They're always up at the line of scrimmage, but they're definitely taking their time now, calling plays. Looks a lot more patient.
Foles pass on target, and the catch made. Maclin, no. Let's see, they're saying yes, his feet were in bounds, so that's good enough for the 1st down. There's a flag down.
Illegal hands to the face, number 71 offense. Half the distance to the goal, still 2nd down.
That's the 2nd call on Jason Peters, the left tackle, and as we pointed out, this officiating crew very sensitive on the hands to the face calls.
Peters there at the top of your screen, and that right hand up in the face mask of Calais Campbell. They see it, they're going to call it. It's as simple as that.
Takes a 1st down away. So now 2nd and 15, and it backs him up to the 10. Incomplete. in the area of McCoy. Riley Cooper was running a deeper pattern. It's 3rd and 15. 7 penalties already against the Eagles, and they've hurt. It helped Arizona when they had the football on offense, and they've hurt the Eagles on this drive.
Last time we got in this situation, defensive coordinator Todd Bowles decided to pressure him 3rd and long. See if Arizona drops into a zone and keeps this ball in front of him, or if they just trust him and get after him again.
6 defensive backs. Cardinals blitz more than anybody in the NFL. Three-man rush. Foles, not sure where to go. Middle of the field for Cooper. He leaps. Is he in bounds? Yes. Cooper coming from the middle of the field on a floater. Looked like a desperation throw. There is a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, late hit to the quarterback, number 32 defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Tyrann Mathieu called for the penalty, and Cooper in pain on the Eagles sideline.
Look at this penalty first, because this is the 3rd roughing the passer that we've had, and come on. The catch, though, is spectacular. Riley Cooper probably ran 60 yards to make that catch. He was the wide receiver on the other side of the ball, and he just outlasted Cromartie and the safety here. They almost give up on it. They don't believe this ball is going to get there. Big play for Philadelphia.
Hope that Cooper is okay. Floyd went out injured. It looks like we might have a challenge here. Red flag is out. Not sure what Bruce Arians is discussing with Walt Anderson. He's questioning whether Cooper bobbled the ball as he rolled out of bounds. Whether it was a clean catch. Ruled a catch on the field.
Yeah, he didn't stay in the field of play when he caught this ball.
Arizona is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
And he'll have to have maintained possession of that ball all the way out of bounds. Take a better look when we come back.
Ruled a catch on the field, challenged by Bruce Arians.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. That's called. Arizona will be charged with their 2nd timeout of the half. And this is the 2nd and final challenge for Arizona for the remainder of the game.
That's an important point to remember. And still on the roughing the passer, you said this looked like a weak call. Mike Pereira, our rules analyst, agrees.
This is very weak, I think. He's out of the pocket. His momentum's taking him to the ground anyways. But there's a couple of reasons you challenge this play if you're Bruce Arians. First of all, it's going to be a first down regardless. But if he didn't maintain that possession, you get all that yardage back if that's incomplete. So I thought that was a smart challenge, even though that was his last.
Well, they're out of challenges, which could come into play, obviously, in a tight game in the second half. But it was a 50-yard pass play and a great effort by Riley Cooper. And then you tack on the 15. Upheld, so from the 25-yard line, the Eagles in striking distance in a tie game. Foles still has it toward the end zone, intercepted. Antonio Cromartie running around, he's coming out. Cromartie is going. And brought down eventually around the 38-yard line by Lane Johnson, the right tackle, or he might still be running.
2 times now, Philadelphia pushing towards a score in the Arizona's red zone, and twice they've come up with huge turnovers. First, a caused fumble by Frosty Rucker, and then Nick Foles just holds on to this ball so long, looking for the sluggo seam. And Cromartie, you just can't deliver the ball that late over the middle of the field. And Cromartie, seen this a lot from this guy over his career. Great return.
Josh Huff was open for a moment, but as you said, when he held the ball, Cromartie gets his first interception of the season.
If he would have let that ball go before that pump, it was a touchdown, an easy touchdown.
Back from Ellington to Palmer. He's going deep. Just over the arms of Michael Floyd. who healed miraculously.
Yeah, he did. We don't know how hurt he was, but that was a great time for that call. It's a momentum-type interception. Get the crowd going. Philadelphia's on their heels. They're playing sudden change defense, and man, if they would have connected on that, this place would have erupted.
Carson Palmer, 8 out of 16, just under 100 yards. The only touchdown for Arizona, a run by Andre Ellington. On 2nd and 10. 2 takeaways for Arizona here in the first half. Ellington can't hold on. It's 3rd and 10. Whistled, incomplete. See Connor Barwin, who has been on a tear rushing the passer with 6 sacks coming in, but we haven't called his name today.
Connor Barwin in this defense. I mean, last week against New York, I mean, they just pounded him. It was 8 sacks, 6 of them on Eli Manning. But Connor Barwin in this defense is asked to do a whole bunch. The other 2 outside linebackers do more of the rushing, and Connor has to sacrifice. He's unselfish, though. He doesn't mind playing in space. So we'll see him a lot out having to cover backs, tight ends, and whatnot in this defense today.
Stephon Taylor in at running back. Palmer steps up, throws. There's a flag down. Catch made for a first down by John Brown, and the ball's out. Whistle down right away, but let's check the flag.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That call on Ted Larson, the left guard, will negate a big gain, which would have been good enough for a first down. That's now 5 penalties on Bruce Arians' team, 7 accepted against Chip Kelly's guys.
This is 2 5-1 football teams, Chris. Obviously top of the division, the record says so. This has been one sloppy game, hasn't it? The penalties, the roughing, a couple of those roughing the passer were questionable. But there's been some ugly football so far today.
Well, both of these teams said we know we can play better than our 5-1 record has shown. I don't know how much better as Palmer goes underneath. That's to his tight end Jack Carlson. It's up near the 40, but not enough for a first down.
All offensive coordinators will tell you there's no play for 3rd and 20.
Not even Bruce Arians, who scripts the first 30 plays or a series of, says he lets Carson Palmer pick the favorite pass plays. As Jeremy Maclin is back to return the punt. Waiting for the fair catch, and it bounces right to him. Now you can't advance, so it's down right away.
Darren Sproles, a normal returner. It's his first one since he's back at Missouri.
We welcome you back to Arizona. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, and the Eagles could tell you, hey, we're a play away from being undefeated. And the Cardinals only lost this year to the mighty Broncos and Peyton Manning. So these teams, so far, the assessment going head-to-head, the score tells you they're even.
They are even, and to be honest with you, they don't look great today. I mean, I know these teams are on top of both of their respective divisions. They're tops in the NFC right now, but neither one of them have played great football. You watch the film, there's a lot of inefficient play by the quarterback for Philly. The defense for Arizona has been spotty at times. You know, this is a good barometer game, I think, Chris, to find out who is the more resilient team, and I think that's what it'll come down to at the end of the day today.
Well, both of these teams and their coaches deserve credit for dealing with some adversity. Injuries part of the game. Obviously, the offensive linemen that have been missing in Philadelphia that Chip Kelly has had to deal with. No excuses. Doesn't have Sproles today. And on the other side, Bruce Arians, that defense that Todd Bowles has worked with. Yeah. I mean, Darrell Washington, his suspension. John Abraham.
Calais Campbell out for a number of games.
He's come back.
Yep.
They do have a situation where they can stall Foles on first down. Macklin's been busy, the leading receiver in the game. Helmet comes off, and he makes the first down catch. Buchanan, who had the fumble recovery, was back there. Looks like Patrick Peterson, who ran into Macklin. They're both laid out here.
It's a violent collision here
Buchanan and Peterson.
Yeah, Deion Buchanan there. Sandwiched. Deion Buchanan, I'm sorry, sandwiched Macklin there with Patrick Peterson. And Patrick is laid out on the ground.
And Macklin as well. Deion Buchanan got up fine. We'll update this injury as soon as we can. In the meantime, let's get a game break with Joel Klatt.
Chris, we take your viewers to Pittsburgh, where Andrew Luck is trying to come back from a 21-3 deficit. Throws a nice ball there to Dwayne Allen for a 21-yard touchdown. And the Colts on their way back. It's 21-10 in Pittsburgh. Steelers still leading. We'll keep you updated on this game, but obviously still concerned for what's going on there in Arizona, Chris.
Yes, Joel, encouraging that Jeremy Macklin was helped up and worked his way, has headed over to the Eagles sideline. Patrick Peterson appears to be breathing okay, and there is some movement there. It was a collision on the catch by Macklin.
Deion Buchanan, he's listed as a safety. He's a big physical player. He plays like a linebacker almost in this defense. As he gets here, delivers this blow to Macklin, you see all three helmets there connect at the same time, and Patrick took what looks like the brunt of it.
Peterson, the three-time Pro Bowler, and the Cardinals rely on him to go one-on-one, but Macklin's been winning that battle today. Both of them colliding. Looks like Gerard Powers will come over to play that corner spot, and Cromartie on the other side. Cromartie with the earlier interception.
Now they're a little more adept to dealing with injuries in the secondary because they have so many guys up. 8 guys active in this secondary today, along with Gerard Powers, who's their normal nickel. Justin Bethel is also available.
Jordan Matthews in. McCoy the back with Macklin out. McCoy the carry. That's a first down up near the 35 of the Eagles. Just over 5 minutes to play here.
I think as we get towards the end of the half here, Chris, we'll start to see their tempo get even faster. Usually, Nick Foles waits till that rep passes him and he's snapping the ball, but still, they're moving at a pretty slow pace for them.
Knocked away and incomplete. Antonio Cromartie on Zach Ertz, the tight end. You saw moments ago Patrick Peterson being taken to the locker room early here as he is shaken up. Get an update, Jennifer Hale, if not before the half. Talk to the coaches at the half. So we'll check on Jeremy Macklin as well. On 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Yellow 36.
Jordan Matthews across the 40. Here comes a flag. He's short of the first down.
I believe this is going to be an illegal block on the outside there on the corner.
And Macklin headed to the Eagle locker room early. We've already had 2 challenges in this game. We've already had 12 penalties accepted.
Personal foul, low block, number 88, offense. A 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll still be second down.
That's on Jeff Mail, number 88.
Right here, you see they run this little screen here to Jordan Matthews, and Tyrann Mathieu gets cut down, and then as the corner is beating Mail there, clips him in the back. It's a tough play, because I mean, you know he's just trying to do his job, but that is a penalty. Caught him on the side and the back. He cannot do that.
Our thoughts are certainly with Jeremy Macklin and Patrick Peterson, as they will get medical attention here at the half. The penalty backs him up, 2nd and 25 for Foles. Pressure coming, he gets rid of it. Receiver slip coming out of his turn. Intended for Josh Huff. It'll be 3rd and 25. Let's head down to the field as Huff steps away limping. Getting thin at receiver are the Eagles. Jennifer?
Well, Chris, Jeremy Maclin heading into the locker room right now to undergo a concussion protocol. And Patrick Peterson is already in the Cardinals locker room undergoing those tests. You know, these two expected a chippy matchup. They knew they'd be facing off against each other. Maclin told me earlier this week that he's been studying Patrick Peterson all week, waiting for this. Chris?
Chris Polk takes the catch and is brought down right away. The Cardinals, as Tommy Kelly makes the stop, have the fewest missed tackles of any team in the NFL.
They have some blue-collar workers, that's why, especially up front. And that play right there, that screen, obviously, 3rd and 25. Again, there's not many calls that work for an offensive coordinator in that down and distance, but the old man, Tommy Kelly, good play there.
Donnie Jones standing at his 12. Ted Ginn inside the 30 of Arizona with some room on the sideline. Goes out of bounds up near the 39. There's a flag down. Eight penalties for 80 yards on the Eagles. 5 for 50 on Arizona.
During the kick, holding number 39 receiving team. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. Be 1st down.
The penalty on Robert Hughes. It'll back the Cardinals up in a tie game with 1 timeout. 3:41. They'll have the 2-minute warning as well. College football returning to Fox Saturday. Stanford heading to Eugene to take on Heisman hopeful Marcus Mariota and the 6th-ranked Oregon Ducks. Coverage beginning at 6:30 Eastern on Fox. Always streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And, of course, Chip Kelly coming from Oregon in his 2nd year with the Eagles. Took him to the playoffs last year. And enjoying this season with a 5-1 record.
23. Next 2, go. White 90.
On 1st down from the 21. Carson Palmer deep for Brown and incomplete. Let's check in on Jeremy Maclin's situation. Jennifer?
Well, Chris, just coming back from near the locker room, and the concern for Maclin, of course, concussion protocol, a head injury, but specifically that his ear is bleeding. So obviously with both these players, Chris, a return is questionable at this point, to say the least.
Thank you very much. See the numbers on Carson Palmer. Larry Fitzgerald and John Brown each with 3 catches. Ellington has carried the workload. He gets the football as Palmer was knocked out. Ellington gets a 1st down up across the 40. An interesting handoff there.
This is a really cool play design. I've seen it a couple of times from these guys. Looks like drop back pass, and he's just going to be moving out of the pocket, but it's a draw. It's interesting, and obviously the play by the defensive lineman there for Philly, Vinny Curry, made it more of a little quick pitch. It's a great little play call. It's been very effective for Arizona this year.
Longest run of the day, a 21-yard gainer for Ellington, who's averaging over 4 yards a carry in this game. It's better than his season average.
White 90.
Eagles are ready. Connor Barwin. They were a little concerned getting Ellington about having him in coverage, but he was ready there, and that's a loss.
The key to playing a guy that's much faster, much quicker than you, and Connor Barwin told us this yesterday, you got to know where your help is, and he did a great job there turning that back in.
Played his college football at Cincinnati, was with the Houston Texans, and originally from Detroit. Has the skyline of Detroit tattooed on his arm. And he tattooed Ellington on that one. On 2nd and 16 from the 35. Ellington, bottom of your screen as a receiver. Fitzgerald has it, slips a tackle across the 45. It'll bring it 3rd down. The 2-minute warning. Cardinals again have that 1 timeout. And each team, the Eagles, the Cardinals, trying to get to win number 6, tied at 7. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. If you're watching on Fox 29 TV in Philadelphia or Channel 10 Fox here in Phoenix, wherever you're watching, glad to have you with us for the NFL on Fox between the Eagles and Cardinals. Nick Foles suffering an interception. Also his team losing a fumble. Well, the Eagles might have more than just 7 on the board. 3rd and 5 for Carson Palmer. Incomplete. Right at midfield. He was trying to go to his tight end Carson. It'll be 4th down. I think we all thought there'd be more scoring in this game, Rhonda.
We know Chip Kelly's frustrated on the other sideline. He doesn't talk about tempo or any other stuff to his team. Obviously, they play at a fast tempo, they practice, but he wants points. They haven't gotten it today.
Riley Cooper now back to receive the punt, waving for the fair catch. Remember, Jeremy Maclin has the bleeding ear and being checked for a concussion. Eagles will take over on offense. And speaking of offense, there was plenty of that tied the World Series 2 each last night. So tonight, the Giants with Madison Bumgarner, who's been terrific in the postseason, match up against James Shields. Game 5, Royals and Giants, coming up on Fox after this game, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. James Shields acquired from Tampa Bay just for this purpose, to get the Royals into the postseason and in the big game. His numbers not as good in the postseason. All 3 timeouts for Nick Foles. And that's Calais Campbell crossing the line of scrimmage.
Neutral zone infraction number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
The Eagles have a string of scoring 21 points or more in 14 straight games. That is a team record. The NFL record is 26 consecutive, held by the Dolphins and Dan Marino, but held to 7 in the first half so far. Here comes a flag floated for Jordan Matthews. Here comes another flag in the secondary.
Well, the first flag is an illegal pick.
Pass interference, number 11, offense. Half the distance to the goal, still 1st down.
Both guys saw it. You see Huff here. I mean, the rule is you can only get your hands on a defender within a yard of the line of scrimmage.
There's Jeremy Maclin back on the sideline. That's encouraging news. 9th penalty against the Eagles, 7 on Arizona. Pass is caught. Matthews is out of bounds, getting up near the 15-yard line. And Maclin has been cleared to return. Jennifer Hale telling us that from down on the field. He's got his helmet on and he's anxious. Leading receiver in the game with 6 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. But toughing it out for the Eagles. Need to get to the 21 on 2nd down. Foles is going deep for Cooper. Incomplete. There were 3 Cardinals and Josh Huff was back there as well.
Talk a lot about, I talked in the open, I've talked a lot about Nick Foles struggling with his turnovers. I know he's trying to make a play here, but look, there's 3 Cardinals there. This easily could have been an interception.
It looked like he had room to run for the 1st down.
Definitely could have. It makes it 3rd and 7. It's 3rd and 6 now. We could have just stepped it on and kept this 2-minute drive going. See if they're able to convert here.
Maclin back in the game and with the 1st down catch across the 26-yard line. His 7th catch of the game.
Good combination route there at the bottom of that formation.
All 3 timeouts. Falling backward, he held on. Zach Ertz, who had his breakout game last year against this football team. Spotted at the 42, and the Eagles will use a timeout here. What a catch.
He's on Dale Buchanan here. This goes behind him. Man. Just a deadly throw to trust your receiver to even attempt to make this catch, and then what a grab.
Nick Foles is fearless, and that's the way Chip Kelly runs this offense. And the Eagles felt that Zach Ertz, like he was the last time. Remember that when they met last year, Ellington did not play in that game. He was hurt for the Cardinals, but Ertz had a big game against Arizona. So 58 seconds before the half, and 2 timeouts, and first down from their own 42. Blitz coming. Picked up. Foles flips underneath. Nowhere to go for Riley Cooper. Antonio Cromartie smothered him. Clock runs.
They've been moving slow all day on offense. They need to get this going. 40 seconds ticking.
You saw Todd Bowles, once a Philadelphia Eagle defensive coordinator, calling the shots now, of course, for the Cardinals. Foles has room to run if he wants it. He will get a first down and wisely go out of bounds. Gets at the 44 of Arizona. 23 seconds to go before the half. The Visa halftime report coming up. And again, 2 timeouts for the Eagles.
Impressive numbers here in the first half for Nick Foles. Remember, this game is probably different without those 2 turnovers we had in the red zone for the Cardinals.
Blitz coming. Just got rid of it. 18 seconds here. Larry Foote put some pressure on as Antonio Cromartie is in pain. Patrick Peterson remains out for Arizona in that secondary. We saw Larry Foote put the pressure on the quarterback, the veteran linebacker who leads Arizona in tackles, has played every defensive snap this year coming into the game, takes in the signals as well.
He brings a lot of energy to this defense. I'm wondering right now if he could play corner. We've got 2 guys out of the lineup now, Patrick Peterson and now Antonio Cromartie.
Your 2 starting corners, and the Cardinals use their final timeout. They're going to get the football to start the second half. Because of the injury, obviously, they had to use it. And now Justin Bethel is in at that corner spot.
Rod Powers playing the other corner, Justin Bethel. You got to wonder right now, Chip Kelly's licking his chops saying, I'm going to take a shot on these 2 guys that don't play very often.
Blitz coming again. Incomplete, overthrows Jeremy Maclin. It was covered by Powers. Powers leads the team in interceptions with 3. And was Todd Bowles telling us Gerard Powers is one of the more steady players.
Probably the most steady player on this Cardinals defense this year.
Cromartie comes back out onto the field. On 3rd and 10. Airing it out and incomplete, out of bounds. Cooper was down the sideline. So it's 4th and 10. You're looking at a 62-yard field goal try if you're so inclined, and that's not going to be the case as Donnie Jones comes out with 6 seconds remaining here. A missed opportunity. There's the rookie kicker for each team, by the way, with rookie place kickers who have done well for both the Eagles and Cardinals. They have not had a chance for a field goal in the first half of this game. The leaders of the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals and the Eagles, who averaged more than 30 a game, locked up at 7 at the half. Cardinals get the ball in the 3rd quarter. The end of the first half in Arizona. Let's head to Los Angeles. And Kurt Menefee for the Visa Halftime Report. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, welcome back to Arizona. Start of the third quarter, an unexpected defensive struggle. The Eagles and Cardinals tied at 7. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. Jeremy Maclin with 7 catches, over 90 yards and a touchdown. Injured, came back in to make a grab. And giving the Eagles an opportunity. Their last few games, they've scored 20 points or more in the first half. Remember at the regular season opener, they were shut out of the first half, but rallied to beat Jacksonville as Cody Parkey gets ready to kick off in the second half. And the special teams dramatically improved for Philadelphia.
It's one thing that's really good about this Philadelphia Eagles team, Chris, and we've seen it all year. There's never any panic. You know, they treat end of football games just like it's the 22nd or 23rd period in practice. That's why they've been able to be successful at end of football games this season.
Ted Ginn Jr. back to return and set up Carson Palmer and the Arizona offense. Maclin the only Eagle touchdown and Ellington the only Arizona touchdown. And it'll come out to the 20. Touchback for Arizona. Looks like we have an injured Eagle at the 45-yard line. Earl Wolf, backup safety, on the kickoff. Patrick Peterson left injured. Cromartie did for Arizona, but then came back out to play just like Jeremy Maclin.
On the right of your screen, just you see him come flying in, and it's Lorenzo Alexander. You know, these kickoffs, it's not so much, there's not so much emphasis on the blocking nowadays. Almost every kick goes through an end zone or touchback, but man, that was a violent collision there, beginning of that play.
Earl Wolf being helped over to the Eagles sideline. And Arizona will start at the 20. I think Eagle fans, Rondé, are wondering how the Philadelphia offense, we know that they have 2 turnovers, give the Cardinals credit for 2 takeaways, but how this high-scoring Eagle offense has been kept in check much of this game.
I think it's a chess match today. Todd Bowles told us, defensive coordinator Todd Bowles told us it was going to be a chess match. And I think Philly's coming to the line unsure of what's going to happen on defense for Arizona because they do so much. Larry Foote even told us they have a new playbook every Wednesday. So it's hard to determine for Philadelphia on offense what these Arizona Cardinals are going to bring at them.
So the Cardinals have been able to be patient on offense, but Ellington stopped right at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. He's been the workhorse today, just as he has been for the entire season for this Arizona team. You saw a picture of Todd Bowles. Both he and Billy Davis, each of the defensive coordinators of these teams, spent time in the organization for the team they're facing today.
Very unique, but such is the nature of the NFL. There's Todd Bowles, Bill Davis up in the press box. Different philosophies, obviously. He likes to see from the bird's eye view.
White 90.
On 2nd and 10, Palmer, all incomplete. Rob Hauser, the intended target. Eagles defense had that one sniffed out. Let's check in with Jennifer.
Well, Chris, the Cardinals will be starting this quarter without Patrick Peterson. He is still in the locker room working his way through that concussion protocol. Bruce Arians challenged his team to own this third quarter, and in fact, he has 12 plays scripted to specifically try and help them get off on the right foot. Now, Chip Kelly had some strong words for his team at the half, very frustrated with the number of penalties. He says that's what's keeping the Eagles from establishing their normal rhythm and pace, Chris.
9 penalties against the Eagles, but Eagle fans will tell you the officials missed a horse collar in this game. 7 called against Arizona. Palmer's pass complete. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry is going and touchdown. 80 yards.
No script needed there, Chris. Philadelphia gambled there, tried to bring up pressure, and Carson Palmer told us, if you're able to pick up these blitzes, identify your hots, and that's what's better in the second year of this offense. Watch how quick this ball gets here. A little pick there by Ted Ginn, and who says a 31-year-old Larry Fitzgerald can't run? outruns the entire Philadelphia secondary for an 80-yard touchdown. What a way to start the half.
That is his 11th career touchdown against the Eagles, and this is 7th game against Philadelphia. And the extra point against the defensive Billy Davis and the Eagles, Larry Fitzgerald, a thorn in the side of Philadelphia. And the Cardinals have the third quarter lead.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Ford. Beautiful things happen when you go further. By Papa John's. Congratulations, Peyton Manning, on your record-breaking touchdown achievement. And by Power Beats 2 Wireless.
The longest catch of Larry Fitzgerald's career, 80 yards. 11-year veteran. He had a 78-yarder previously against Washington. But we saw Chip Kelly talking to the official about a pick play that we will take a closer look at with our rules analyst Mike Pereira in a moment that sprung that play. Chandler Catanzaro kicking off. Josh Polk. Chris Polk is up. Josh Huff is deep. And there will be no return up to the 20-yard line. Our rules analyst, Mike Pereira, with Rondé Barber. And Mike Pereira, does Chip Kelly have a legitimate argument on the pick play? I guess you have within a yard of the line of scrimmage, actually, to block in that situation.
Well, it's also a timing play, Chris. And Ted Ginn Jr.'s block comes really right at the same time that the pass is caught. So if you run it here, and you run it through, and we're running the slow motion now. Watch when the ball arrives right when the contact is made. So that is a legal block downfield because of the timing.
Thank you for clarifying. And Chip Kelly, if it was explained to him, will have to accept it. Cardinals with the lead. LaShawn McCoy shoved back at the 23-yard line. Tyrann Mathieu from his safety spot.
It's the #1 run defense in the league, Chris, and there's a reason. It's because everybody on this football team tackles. Tyrann Mathieu has been playing a lot in dime. It looks like he getting a lot of playing time today.
Foles floats one over the head of his tight end, Brett Selleck. It'll be 3rd down now and 5. Foles said they wanted to be faster on offense and avoid 2nd and long. This falls in that middle area, but the pace, it hasn't been the typical Eagle pace.
It hasn't, and I think it's because of what Arizona does on defense. You just don't know what's coming at you.
Pass is caught at the 30. And running is Jeff Mail. They said he was down, the official, but the catch good enough beyond the 30 for a 1st down for the Eagles.
Talk about tempo, tempo, tempo. That's all you hear, fast-paced. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this shot clock. It's in the bottom.
1st down.
It's showing in the bottom corner of the screen every single time. It's at 10. This is the fastest offense in the league. But Arizona is showing so many multiple looks. Nick Foles and this offense is taking their time calling plays. You see it right there.
Fakes to McCoy and has to get rid of it. Pressure was on as Foles gets knocked to the turf. Sam Acho and Larry Foote coming in on the pressure. Now 2nd and 10. Here's Todd Bowles, who played at Temple when Bruce Arians was the head coach there.
Bruce Arians said, don't be scared to blitz, Todd. Bring it if you have to. And he's doing it today.
Here comes the blitz. Quickly has to unload. It's caught, but short of the 1st down. Brett Selleck with the catch. Zach Ertz also has 3 catches from the tight end position today.
Usually see a lot tighter coverage from the Arizona defensive backs, but today, because they're bringing so much pressure from so many different angles, these guys are playing off, letting these hot routes be caught and just coming up and making tackles. They won't be able to do it here on 3rd and 4. We'll see what kind of defense Todd Bowles has.
Pressure coming, pass thrown, and a timing throw that's good enough to Zach Ertz to get the first down.
There you go again, same thing. Todd Bowles calls a pressure. Safety's off of his tight end here, and he's able to pick up this hot. Look how quick he identified that pressure and got his ball out to Zach Ertz and converted that 3rd down.
From the 43 of Philadelphia. After a Larry Fitzgerald 80-yard touchdown catch and carry, put Arizona on top. Riley Cooper run out of bounds short of the first down.
That play right there, Chris, what I'm used to seeing when I watch Philly on offense. Corners are going to give you that many yards, 7-8 yards off. Just pick up and throw it. It's a little smoke pass, bear pass, whatever you want to call it. Different offenses pick up a big chunk of yardage there.
On 2nd and 1. McCoy will lose yardage. Larry Foote stops him. It'll be 3rd down.
Big play. He had some room, trying to get some room there to the outside. There was nothing going.
From midfield.
Right there.
Foles throws, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Macklin, but the coverage was good from Rashad Johnson.
Marcus Bernard put immediate pressure on Nick Foles. That play was designed, I think, to go to Brent Selleck in the flat, but they had him covered up. Nick Foles had to readjust. He got pressure on him. He had a good play in the secondary to cause that incompletion.
Donnie Jones and Ted Ginn, fair catch, lets it go. And into the end zone for a touchback, a break for the Cardinals. Nick Foles under a lot of pressure as the Eagles trail by 7. Have you heard about the new show Empire? It's coming in January, starring Terrence Howard as a hip-hop mogul. If you love high drama and amazing music, this show's for you. Empire premieres January on Fox. I think he's seen the early edition.
He's ready. It's got Terrence Howard in it, buddy.
Carrot Top coming in from Vegas, I think, a little early for the Super Bowl.
Halloween next week, buddy. You're already ready.
From the 20, Ellington will lose yardage quickly in to throw him for the loss. D'Amico Ryans, 2-time Pro Bowler. And that'll cool this Cardinal offense, which electrified the crowd here in the second half.
I haven't called his name all day today, but look at that gap. He shoots it. Andre Ellington is quick. Can't get away from D'Amico Ryans. Nice play.
We have not had a quarterback sacked yet in this game on either side, as well as the defenses have played. After a loss of 4, Ellington into a crowd. Fletcher Cox making the tackle. The only scoring, well, it started with Jeremy Macklin dashing in on the pass from Nick Foles. Eagles scoring first. Ellington on the ground to tie it at 7. And then Larry Fitzgerald, a career-long 80-yard touchdown run after the catch. It was mostly run. His 37th career 100-yard receiving game. And he has 138 total today. He's within 35 of breaking his career high for a single game, 172 receiving yards. More importantly, 3rd and 12. Palmer floating it into a crowd. Fitzgerald was there, but also Ted Ginn running on the pattern. And well covered by the Eagles. Forced to punt on 4th down and 12. Jeremy Macklin back to receive the punt. Remember, he was hurt, had to go out. Riley Cooper had never returned to punt, either with the Eagles or Florida, and he had a fair catch prior to the half. Macklin grabs this one, 34. Just beyond that, Justin Bethel making the special teams play. Cardinals have a 14-7 lead after Fitzgerald put them on top.
Today's game is sponsored by Verizon XLTE on America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE network.
Early game headliners and a big day on Fox from London. Matt Prater on a last-second field goal. Atlanta had a 21-0 lead at one time, but the Lions win. Rob Gronkowski helps the Patriots put up 51 to beat the Bears. And Jamal Charles in the battle for Missouri. Kansas City over the Rams 34-7. Missouri still has the Royals locked up in the World Series later on Fox. Game 5. And one of the Cardinals, Stephon Taylor, headed to the locker room. The backup running back to Ellington. Sean McCoy at first down across the 45 of Philadelphia. And the Eagle offense trailing by 7 now. And in the game, Foles has thrown 37 times. Just under 250 passing yards. Middle of the field, Macklin with a first down. Inside the 45. A good grab. He had to hang on. Falling forward.
Great grab there. Offense feels like his last 2 snaps anyway, he's picking up.
That'll put him over 100 receiving yards in this game with his 8th catch. From the 44 of Arizona. McCoy slips a tackle. Times down to about the 37-yard line.
Alex Okafor had him dead to rights in the backfield there. Sean McCoy changes directions better than anybody in the NFL. He's fast, he's quick, but he can just hit that L2, LRR2 button if you know Sega or PlayStation and get away from anybody.
His nickname is Shady. He was shifty on that one. Quick pass by Foles to Jordan Matthews, waiting for a block, but he won't get the first down. Tony Jefferson battling in the Arizona secondary to keep him from advancing.
Cardinals defense flies around. Look how many bodies every time there's a screen, other than the touchdown, how many bodies get to the ball. It's a big third down here, 3rd and 2 for Philly.
Polk splits out as a receiver, bottom of your screen. Foles fires and incomplete. Brett Selleck had his hands on him, and Jefferson was right there covering him. Now if you're Chip Kelly and you need 2 yards.
They're going to kick a field goal, I think. You always take the points. 3rd quarter, no reason not to attempt this.
Cody Parkey, 12 of 13, the rookie kicker. This will be his longest attempt. He's made 1 of 51. He actually has 2 over 50. This will be 54 yards. Delivers his 10th straight field goal for Chip Kelly, who showed confidence when he acquired him from the Colts. The Eagles cut into the Cardinals lead. After an offensive explosion tied the series at 2 games each, the Giants will send Madison Bumgarner to the mound against James Shields and the Royals. Game 5, the World Series from San Francisco. Coming up after this game on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. It's been a big day on Fox. Started in London with the Lions win over the Falcons, and baseball fans everywhere will be watching tonight the underdog Royals and the Giants, the 2 wild card teams. And here Ted Ginn hoping just to get a chance to run it out of the end zone. Cody Parkey, who made the 54-yard field goal, undrafted, signed by Indianapolis and then sent to the Eagles, led college football last year with 69 touchbacks. He gets one here as a professional. 5-1 starts for each of these teams, and best since '81 for the Eagles, since the '70s for the Cardinals, And as we mentioned, and coaches might say this all the time, but it's very believable, statistics really don't apply to how good the record is. And both of these coaches said, we know our teams can play better football.
Well, yes. Arizona's down at the bottom of the league in total offense, yet they find ways to score. They play good enough defense. Carson Palmer's been very efficient this year. It's a key to victory.
Ellington as a receiver. Palmer, here comes a flag, and Fitzgerald is run down right away at the 25.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Paul Fanica, the right guard, called for that.
And if you're Philly, just to continue that thought, yes, they haven't been what they were last year in terms of scoring points, but 7 non-offensive touchdowns, that's impressive. Special teams have contributed, adding a guy like Malcolm Jenkins, who has 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. They've scored twice other on fumbles. It's the reason why you win in this league.
And the Eagles have the current best streak in the NFL, 18 straight games with a takeaway. They don't have one today so far. After the penalty, it's incomplete for Ellington. New this season, stream live local Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. Well, Carson Palmer, that nerve damage that he had cost him 3 games. Drew Stanton won 2 of those in relief, helping out this Arizona team. Said he's almost 100%. He was limited in the game against Washington with throws. They kept it quiet, but he said now all throws are in.
Yeah, I think he's getting there. His arm strength has always been his biggest asset. When you lose some of that velocity, it hurts you, but he's getting there.
4 wide receivers from the 10-yard line. This one caught by the speedy John Brown, who is corralled around the 17, 18-yard line. Kerry Williams got there first. And now it's 3rd down and 13. Eagle defense, if they get a stop here, you figure Foles and the offense would have good field position.
Big opportunity here for Philadelphia. 3rd down, as we all know, is a battle for the sticks. Their corners have been out on the island most of the day. See which one of these guys Carson decides to attack.
Incomplete. Pressure. Connor Barwin pushed down the veteran Carson Palmer.
Connor Barwin's been in a lot of backfields recently. You see him lined up inside there and then wrap around. Good TE game. That's how you explain it. Tackle in game there. He got on the quarterback and forced a bad throw by Carson.
Macklin back to receive the punt. Drew Butler with Dave Zastudil on injured reserve. The veteran punter out for the Cardinals for the season. A high kick that drives Macklin back to the 31. He gets it on the bounce. Spins out of a tackle. Macklin gets a block. It's all the way to the 49-yard line before he goes out of bounds. It wasn't pretty, even the finish, but it was a heck of a return to set his team up near midfield. The Eagles trail by 4, but they have the football. Jeremy Macklin toughing it out, doing everything he can for this Eagle team today. And if you need a drink, just say so.
He's had a big day, right? He can't get enough Gatorade on his own sideline, so he goes over to Arizona's.
You players love getting dirty anyway, right? That's even if you're indoors, you'll find a way to get that jersey all messed up.
That's classic. Graceful, though.
And he's played, graceful. You know, he got knocked out of the game for a bit, came back and has 8 catches for over 100 yards. Riley Cooper has this catch, brought down on the Cardinals side of the field. Before this year, Macklin had only, before this game, I should say, had only had the fair catch. Was not much of a punt returner this season, but with Sproles out, They got to rework the.
Yeah, he's making life hard on the trainers over there.
Larry Fitzgerald said, maybe those are our drapes. You stay on your side of the field. There you go. Table for two. This game worth watching. And second down 6. LaShawn McCoy inside the 45. It'll bring up third down. 12 carries, 50 yards for McCoy today. His longest run, 13 yards.
Another example there, Chris, of just how good a tacklers this Arizona defense is. That was a one-on-one tackle on a tough guy. Tony Jefferson wrestled him to the ground. Double A pressure right in here. Let's see if he brings it.
Here it comes, 3rd and 3. Pass incomplete, knocked away. Tyrann Mathieu, the former LSU star. And Foles was backpedaling. He just couldn't get enough on the ball. Again, that part of the field where the Eagles stall.
Tyrann Mathieu right here. He's playing off in this slot. He's just coming back from this knee injury. You see flashes of it. This is a great play. He put his arm around the receiver, but didn't affect him to make the catch and then reach around. Nice play.
Former Vanderbilt star Jordan Matthews. This punt to Ginn. Now he called for the fair catch, so it can't be advanced. Excellent special teams play by the Philadelphia Eagles, and Boykin, the defensive back, as we welcome you up to our booth. And enjoying a game between a couple of 5-1 teams. Of course, the Eagles battling the surprising Cowboys at 6-1, who play the Redskins on Monday night. Let's talk about the idea that we didn't expect, a kind of a defensive game.
Well, we knew that both teams are aggressive. Bill Davis calls aggressive Philly defense. We know Todd Bowles is encouraged by his head coach to call a physical game, an aggressive game, and we've seen it all day today, and it's affected the amount of points scored for sure.
Hand off Ellington. The calf injury to Stephon Taylor has him doubtful for the rest of the game, so it thins the Cardinals' running game just a bit. And the game-breaking play at the moment, the big one, the 80-yarder that Larry Fitzgerald had in the third quarter. Ellington with 51 yards rushing, so he's the leading rusher today for either team. It's Taylor looking on second down 7. Ellington again, and wrapped up and knocked down. Brandon Graham, one of the strongest, more physical players on that Eagle defense, and they got a lot of them.
Splits time with Trent Cole and Connor Barwin, and man, what a hit. One way to stop speed. Hit him hard.
Loss of 2, ball spotted at the 15, so the Eagle defense digging in on third down and 9. And we have a whistle.
Players in the offensive huddle. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Ninth penalty on Arizona. 9 have been called and accepted on the Eagles. Backs it up to the 10-yard line. If you're the Cardinals, even if you don't get the first down, you want to make sure you give your punters some room, because the Eagles have shown they can block kicks this year and take advantage. Passes intended for Fitzgerald. Brandon Boykin back there covering, and it's fourth down. You saw Brandon Graham chasing Carson Palmer to force him out of his comfort spot. There's Macklin. What's he going to do next?
I know one thing. He hasn't fielded either one of his opportunities very cleanly. He got lucky on both of them.
Kick gets out of there all right. Waving for the fair catch. Clearly has it at the 45. Let's get a game break. Check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, Ben Roethlisberger tub-thumping the Colts defense, 394 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's his second to Martavis Bryant. They lead 42-20 and it really just started in the second half, Chris and Rondé.
Wow, some points there. Indianapolis, one of the better teams in the AFC, but getting worked over by Ben today.
Tough league to figure. The Steelers, who lost to Tampa Bay.
It really is. And then the Houston game the other Monday with Pittsburgh, it looked terrible until that flux of points, and now 5 touchdowns today. It is a crazy league.
Bruce Arians, who says it's important for the team to play together in the toughest spots, protecting a 4-point lead. Foles airing it out deep for Macklin. Touchdown Eagles! Oh. 54 yards. Nick Foles to Jeremy Macklin.
Well, Gerard Powers has been doing an all right job in place of Patrick Peterson, who was hurt earlier in the football game. But on this throw, Nick Foles buys a bunch of time, and Macklin simply outruns him for the touchdown. Look at Powers trying desperately to keep up with him, but he tracks his ball with that speed and a well-placed catch. Big play.
Nick Foles put that ball right where it had to be. And now with the extra point, the Eagles will take a 3-point advantage, trailing much of this game after they scored first, fell behind in the third quarter. And now they lead at 17-14.
This defense puts a lot of pressure on the corners. And Gerard Powers, he said he's been their most consistent, but he does not run as good as Patrick Peterson.
And Nick Foles over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Both have gone to that man today. And the former University of Arizona star, who said flying in, he saw the stadium where he played as Macklin looks for an Eagle fan in the stands, hands off the souvenir. Foles mentioning to his team that's how he enjoyed his college years in this part of the country.
Well, there have been a lot of questions, a lot of comments about Philly's deep offense this year after Deshaun Jackson left or was cut and then went to Washington. But Jeremy Macklin, if there's a guy on this team that can be that, it's him. All the other guys are more plotting type of receiver. This guy's a big-time threat down the field, and he's shown it today.
Well, we're seeing a couple of star receivers shine. Macklin and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald 138 yards receiving and the 80-yard touchdown. And for Foles, 8th 300-yard game of his career. It's the 4th this season for Nick Foles. But a lot of football left with just over 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Carson Palmer, who has been patient on offense, will start from the 20.
You know what, Chris? I've watched a lot of Philly tape coming into this game, and I didn't see many completions over 20 yards from Nick Foles. And that was a huge one, coming at a great time, too. Their defense, Arizona's defense, had stood up and stopped them twice in a row. That was a big play for Philadelphia.
All right, Arizona, Rondé, 3 3-and-outs after the Fitzgerald touchdown. Michael Floyd does not have a catch today. He's been targeted 3 times. Palmer is in trouble. Gets out of it. Throws and almost intercepted.
Impressive that he's able to get away from this rush. Carson Palmer, not really known for his mobility, but does have great feet, move around in the pocket, and man, that was close.
That was Emmanuel Acho, whose brother Sam is the linebacker over on the Arizona sideline, who nearly, or at least had an opportunity at the interception. First time that they're playing against each other. They played together in high school growing up and at Texas, where they were big stars. Fitzgerald has a block, has a first down.
The little screen passes. Eagles defense having a hard time with Larry Fitzgerald today. This is how he's evolved in this offense now. Before it was almost exclusively down the field. But that little screen pass, get a blocker in front of him. He's big enough, fast enough, picks up a bunch of yardage right there.
17-yard gain. Up to the 37. Underneath to Ellington, and he's tackled right away. Nolan Carroll, who's played well for the Eagles in the secondary, with a good tackle because Ellington has shown he can slip those.
Well, there's a reason you put in your dime package, and that's what Nolan Carroll is for this Eagles defense. He's their 6 DB, their dime DB. Put him in space, he has a much easier time dealing with an Andre Ellington than any of the linebackers on this unit.
Second and 10. Ellington brought down across the 45. Ball comes out, and they're saying he's down, but that looked like Nate Allen might have been able to grab that before it went out of bounds.
Chris, it looked like when his back hit the ground here is when the ball, we'll look at it, I don't know.
It looks like he pulled it out on his way to the ground. Now it's just ruled down on the field. And here comes a challenge. Remember, the Cardinals are out of challenges. This coming from Chip Kelly, and
I think they're going to get this ball, Chris. That's out. That thing is coming out before his backside hits the ground.
Philadelphia is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was down by contact.
What a play by Nate Allen if this holds up. Ball awareness. We talked about them. Turnover, and if this is now 19 straight games, now we'll have to check, though. His foot was close to that inline or that sideline before he possessed that fumble. That'll be the difference. If his foot is out of bounds, he's out of bounds. He's considered out of bounds. So we'll take a look at that, see for sure.
That's what Walt Anderson and the home office, Dean Blandino in New York, helping to assist on this as well. We have our rules analyst Mike Pereira watching closely with us on this one. Mike, what do you see at first glance?
I'll tell you the two parts they have to review here, Chris. First of all, is the ball out before he hits the ground, which it is, so you can confirm it's a fumble. And then secondly, did Philadelphia recover the fumble? Clean recovery. Now it's a loose ball. It's a process, just like catching the pass. You've got to get control and get both feet down inbounds, which he did. So to me, this will be reversed to a fumble because watch the ball come out here. It's going to be pulled out before the body hits the ground. And then watch the catch at the sideline.
We could not clearly see the feet,
control.
Mike. Yeah, we're going to show another angle where you can see his feet.
One angle. Watch the feet here. Ball's out. Now, just like catching the pass, it's control. 1,
2,
and that's the catch.
He's got it.
It'll be Philadelphia's ball. At least it should be Philadelphia's ball right at that spot.
Absolutely, Mike. And
he actually never went out of bounds. He stayed in bounds past possession of the ball. So
Nate Allen, what a terrific play.
What a play. We talked about how turnovers have impacted this entire season for Philadelphia, mainly because they've been giving the ball away. They're negative turnover differential, but that was a great play by Nate Allen, sorry.
After reviewing the play, the ball was loose prior to the runner being down. Number 29 of the defense gained firm control with 2 feet inbounds, stepped out at the 48-yard line. It'll be Philadelphia's ball, first down.
So the Cardinals trailing by 3 on the move, and this could be a major tipping point, and that's the 19th straight game that the Eagles have a takeaway, the longest active streak in the NFL. And for the Cardinals, they only have 5 giveaways this entire season. And a tough break, but it was the defensive effort that caused that turnover.
You don't get many better efforts than that one. Looked like a big play for Arizona, turns into a turnover. Like you said, Chris, this could be a huge momentum shift.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you to Mike Pereira, our rules analyst, right on top of it, correctly called with the home office in New York, and Dean Blandino watching. On first down, pass to Macklin. It's to the 45. Eagles came in with the 5-1 record, looking up at Dallas, 6-1 in the NFC East. They play Monday night against the Redskins. The Cardinals, leaders of the NFC West at 5-1. 49ers are idle this weekend on the bye. Seahawks won today and the Rams lost. On 2nd and 7, McCoy has nowhere to go. And he will lose yardage all the way back to the 46 of Philadelphia. Tommy Kelly.
One thing about this Philly offense, and Chip Kelly acknowledged this to us, too many negative plays. LaShawn McCoy trying to do absolutely too much right there.
A loss of 7. A takeaway by the Eagle defense. But then a big play from the Cardinal defense. What will happen in the fourth quarter? It's a 3-point game in Arizona. With Rondé Barber, Chris Myers here in Arizona, the start of the fourth quarter under Chip Kelly. The Eagles, when leading after 3 quarters, they are 11-0. 3-point lead here with Foles on the move. Pressure coming, and he gets rid of it. Ed Stinson, the rookie from Alabama, applying the heat.
Ed Stinson's shown me a lot on film as a rookie pass rusher. You know, they talked about losing John Abraham. They need guys. You see him, he's right here. Watch his move go up inside and just clear to the quarterback. Look at the speed of this big young fella. It's a nice play. Force that incompletion.
Donnie Jones, it's high. Again lets it go, and it bounces on the other side of the field. And the Eagles are going to pin the Cardinals inside the 5. After the offensive explosion that tied the series at 2 games each, the Giants and Madison Bumgarner up against James Shields and the Royals. Game 5. Talk about a tipping point in the World Series. It's coming up on Fox after this game and always streaming live on Fox Sports Go. A couple of wild card teams going at it for baseball's World Series title. Carson Palmer still reading the plays off his wrist. Bruce Arians calls them in directly. He picks a number. That's the play. Carson goes with it. And remember, the audio in the helmet cuts off 15 seconds before the play clock expires. From his own end zone, Ellington catches it. Excuse me, Robert Hughes catches it and is brought down right away.
That is a basic pass that every offense has. You usually see it in backed up situations. You get 3 levels to one side. He's got a deep corner route. He's got a crosser coming from the other side and a back to the flat. And that back to the flat is usually uncovered from that play action play.
On 2nd down 6, Ellington checks in. Carson short of the first down. Palmer's had to throw the ball 33 times today, completing 16 of those. Nick Foles is 28 out of 45 with 321 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Palmer had the 3rd quarter touchdown to Fitzgerald. On 3rd and 2, incomplete. Intended for Floyd.
Malcolm Jenkins makes a great play right there. Arizona tries to bunch up this formation and make it hard to get single coverage. But Malcolm Jenkins, who's a great addition, allows you to play, because he's a converted corner, allows you to play some man. Hit a nice play right there on Malcolm Floyd, who still doesn't have a catch.
Butler from his 2-yard line. Eagles take over across the 41-yard line of Philadelphia. Here in the 4th quarter, the Eagles lead the Cardinals by 3.
This game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm. Pump up your savings with a discount double check today. By Burger King. For a limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
The NFL on Fox. Eagles protecting a 3-point lead. Fans anxious here in the fourth quarter. Not the kind of offensive explosion we expected, but as competitive as we thought it would be. McCoy carries. And let's check in with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, Patrick Peterson has failed the Cardinals concussion protocol, so he is out for the rest of this game and has not yet returned from the locker room. Would be surprised to see him on the sidelines, Chris.
All right, thank you. So Peterson out of the picture for the Cardinals. We've seen Nick Foles take advantage of Gerard Powers for a touchdown toss. One of the two to Macklin. Foles. Sideline, Cooper over his head. So you're the Eagles with this fast-paced, up-tempo offense. 12.5 minutes and a 3-point lead.
This is the time of the game, though. You talk about tempo, but you get in the fourth quarter, and sometimes that tempo changes. And this, not necessarily yet, but at some point in this fourth quarter, if they continue to have the lead, that tempo will go way down.
Penalty here on 3rd down and 6. Back up the Eagles more.
False start, number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Jason, that's Nolan Carroll, headed to the locker room, and Jason Peters, another penalty. He's having a rough day here in Arizona. That's 3 called on him. Now 3rd and 11. Six defensive backs in. Pass is intercepted. It's Antonio Cromartie. His 2nd interception of this game.
Talked about Nick Foles has to take better care of the football. He drops back here, has plenty of time to deliver a good ball here. Riley Cooper separating from Antonio Cromartie, and the ball is just late. It's behind him. Big turnover for Arizona.
They are the difference makers in this game. Antonio Cromartie, the 6th multi-interception game of his career with 2 picks, 2 touchdowns and 10 catches for Jeremy Macklin, and Larry Fitzgerald has a 155 yards receiving, including an 80-yard touchdown catch and carry. Cardinals take over, trailing by 3, but after the takeaway from the 40 of Philadelphia. Quick pass to Ellington, who has room, but goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
There you go, scat protection. We talked about it earlier in the game. Nobody accounts, and it's Connor Barwin, actually, that looks like the primary responsibility on him. Just didn't pick him up, got outflanked. Andre Ellington, who came in as the leading receiver on his team, shows a lot of versatility, does a lot of things for him.
His 4th catch of the game. He's run the ball, Rondé, 20 times. He gets the carry. He gets the first down, knifing his way to the 26 of the Eagles. Funny, Carson Palmer said, you're never going to see a 120-yard rusher on this offense. That's just not how we operate. But they get yards often when they need to.
They find ways to do it. It's been, in my opinion, because I had these guys last year, as did you, improved play of the offensive line. They were able to do a lot of different things this year that they weren't very successful at last year.
On 1st down, Ellington into the pile. There are only 4 teams in the entire NFL here as we near the halfway point that have just 1 loss. And 2 of them are playing each other right here, and the Eagles and Cardinals. Of course, you have the Broncos, and Cowboys will play on Monday night. Eagles were favorites at the start of the year in the NFC East. The Cardinals A surprise to many, not here in Arizona, not to Bruce Arians, but in the mighty NFC West, they have a sizable lead on the 49ers and Seahawks. Ellington slammed down inside the 20. Benny Logan from his nose tackle spot. One of the few 300-plus pounders on this Eagle team.
Much smaller team than it has been in the past. And talk about how fast they practice, how fast they play. Can't have these big hulking guys.
Robert Hughes in at running back. Number Taylor, Stephon Taylor out with a calf injury. And Hughes lines up in a slot position as a receiver. 3rd and 2. Eagle defense adjusts. Palmer has time and completes. It's Robert Hughes.
There you go. Call your name, comes in to spell Andre Ellington, and he gets a pass. Carson Palmer, though, Hughes stacked up there. Carson Palmer looking left that whole time, and got to know where your check down is, and he knew exactly where the check down was. It's almost always the back, and even though he was out of the backfield, he was the security valve over the ball.
So from the 10-yard line, it is 1st and goal Cardinals. Carson Palmer incomplete. Not sure what went wrong on that play.
I'll tell you what went wrong. He was getting ready to throw that ball in a little curl, and D'Amico Ryans was right underneath.
You saw Ryans frustrated that he didn't throw it. Yeah. He was waiting for the pick.
That ball was going to hit him in the chest. That's actually a good play by Carson Palmer to throw that in the ground.
Remember, Bruce Arians said last year many of Carson Palmer's interceptions came trying to force it to Larry Fitzgerald. That's why we spread the ball around a lot more this year. On 2nd and goal. Palmer, end zone throw, caught, but out of bounds. John Brown, the rookie from Pittsburgh State, born in South Carolina, couldn't keep his feet in. Great catch,
but clearly way out of bounds. Interesting, you're on the left, but to run that ball, that action out to the left, tough throw for a right-handed quarterback.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and goal. Carson Palmer knocked away. Trying to get it to John Carlson, who had his fingers on it, but what a defensive play by D'Amico Ryans.
What a great throw start there. John Carlson just squeaks behind D'Amico Ryans. This ball is clearly caught. Watch him right here. Get it inside of D'Amico Ryans, but D'Amico Ryans stays with the play and knocks it out at the last second. Excellent defensive play.
Chandler Catanzaro, 15 straight field goals made to start his career as a rookie. Let's tack on 60 consecutive. The rookie from Clemson gets the Cardinals 3, but a missed opportunity that close for the Cardinals in the end zone.
Game on Fox is sponsored by McDonald's, official sponsor of the NFL. I'm loving it.
Chandler Catanzaro, a free agent. The rookie from Clemson has set an NFL rookie record, breaking Greg Zuerlein's mark. 16 for his first 16, and he's not done yet. And it was a gutsy move by Bruce Arians to go with Catanzaro and release A.J. Feely, a likable veteran who was reliable. People looked and said, what are you doing? This guy's unproven. Well, Catanzaro's delivered.
Yeah, Jay Feely.
Jay Feely, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's been here for a long time, being a very consistent kicker, but he's getting the rewards of choosing this young kid now.
Jay Feely, a very popular player. But the coach knew what he was doing. Week 8 continues tonight, Sunday Night Football at 8:30 Eastern on NBC. And tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Eagle fans will be watching that Redskin-Cowboy matchup rather closely. The NFC East tilt. The Eagles play at Houston next. They get the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Nolan Carroll coming back in the game. He just had some cramps.
So now it's a tie game with McCoy in the backfield for Nick Foles. He gets the football, slips through, and McCoy all the way up near the 30-yard line, just short of what would be an Eagle first down.
Don't know how they keep missed tackle stats, but there was a couple of them on that run right there. He made 2 or 3 guys miss right in the hole.
See the numbers on McCoy. We haven't had a quarterback sack in this game. Rushing yards tough to come by. Eagles are averaging over 4 a carry. Arizona averaging 3 on the ground. And that's a first down for McCoy. All the way up near the 38 of the Eagles.
Philadelphia needs LaShawn McCoy to get these tough yards right now. The clock obviously becomes a factor in the fourth quarter. Can't afford any lost yardage plays, and past 2 runs, exactly what they're looking for on offense.
McCoy, the 2-time Pro Bowler from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, same hometown as Steve Kine, the general manager of these Arizona Cardinals. Chris Polk in at running back on 1st and 10. Foles flips to Jordan Matthews, who has running room up near midfield. The rookie from Vanderbilt, who was a terrific receiver in the SEC that Chip Kelly liked coming out of the draft.
Love this guy. They said he's just brilliantly smart. Obviously went to Vanderbilt. That speaks for itself. But he called him a one-timer. Does one thing, one time, he gets it down. If he messes up, he never messes up again. Big first down there for them.
Foles flips. It's caught by the tight end. There's a flag down. Zach Ertz has the catch. Here comes a second flag. The other flag is on the other side of the field in the backfield.
Penalties have been such a factor today. Killed so many drives for Philly early in this game.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Number 65 ineligible downfield on the offense. That penalty is declined. Holding number 79 offense. That penalty is accepted. 10 yards, first down.
Todd Harriman's the infraction. So after 9 penalties in the first half on the Eagles, this is only their second penalty of the second half, but it pushes them back to their own 41. And now it's 1st and 20. And you see the yardage lost and the amount of penalties in this game. McCoy dancing around. Foles is out there. He can't skip the tackle. Here comes a flag as he gets to the 40, across the 40. Gerard Powers brought him down.
Well, for sure that those last 2 flags were for a horse collar tackle. Not sure what the one in the middle of the field is, but it's in the area. I think it could be a holding when he tried to reverse field right there.
Looks like a hand to the face, the early indication. Nine penalties on the Cardinals today, 11 on the Eagles. Talking about.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Illegal hands to the face, number 57 of the defense is declined. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 25 of the defense. That penalty is accepted, 15 yards, first down.
So Alex Okafor called, but the accepted penalty on Gerard Powers, the horse collar that you pointed out.
Here's the horse collar. We talked earlier how they missed one in the game and can't put your hand inside and bring the tackler or bring the runner to the ground. Just it's a recipe for injury. So
yeah, just barely, but clearly a horse collar all the way to the 44 of Arizona. Foles high, but Matthews hauls it in and goes out of bounds. Matthew over there covering. Jordan Matthews came in 5th among rookie receivers His big game was against Washington earlier this year when he had 8 catches. He set SEC records when he played at Vanderbilt with 262 career catches. Second and 9, McCoy. And eventually brought down LaShawn McCoy. You talked about their performance before the bye week against the Giants. He's coming off his best game of the year. He had 149 yards in that win over San Francisco. His only 100-yard rushing game of the season.
He's the reigning rushing champ in the NFL. His ability to make people miss it's unparalleled. They haven't had much success. They're just getting back on track now.
Chris Polk in on 3rd and 3. Wide open, Zach Ertz. First down and a lot more. Down to the 22 of Arizona.
Big call there for Chip Kelly in this offense. You'll see him come from all the way on this side of the field. Fake the read option, dump it out. Arizona is completely fooled. Big first down.
Kelly the call against Todd Bowles' defense. Just over 5 minutes to play. And a first down for the Eagles, threatening to score. McCoy waiting for blockers, gets down to about the 16.5-yard line. 18 carries, 74 yards for LaShawn McCoy. 350 yards passing for Nick Foles today. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Somehow got out of there and got to the 10-yard line. And looks like that's going to be good enough for an Eagle first down.
Chewed up 4.5 minutes on this drive already. I talked a little bit earlier about this offense has a reputation playing fast. They are slowing this thing down, using the clock as their friend. Take as much time off it as you can. Nick Foles looks patient and calm in the pocket. This thing will tick down to 10 seconds before he snaps it.
On first down, straight ahead, Chris Polk down to about the 5-yard line.
And it's important too, Chris, to note that they're able to run the football. This doesn't work if you have to drop back, possibly get an incompletion. When you're able to run the football like they've done the entire latter part of this drive, you can use this clock. And Chip Kelly knows this offense is working exactly like he wants it to right now.
95 rushing yards for the Eagles today against what was the #1 defense against the run, allowing only 72 before today.
They haven't allowed 100 yards rushing all year long. Now only 5 yards away from it.
Chris Polk piling towards the goal line. You see the marker. He technically could get a first down before getting into the end zone, but it looks like just inches down there. Chip Kelly did talk about using the clock when they have to. As you said, slowing it down and chewing up time.
That's close.
They're going to measure to see if he got the first down. We know he didn't get the touchdown.
Whew. It's close.
That's how close it is. And it'll be third down. See what Chip Kelly dials up here. And unless you lose any yardage, you got to think, even though we're tied at 17, he's going for it.
I don't
You don't know?
No,
Come on, you're supposed to know these things.
He's an innovator, of course. But late in the game, less than 3 minutes on the clock. If they don't get it, it'll be a gutsy decision either way.
And they're huddling. Look at how they split this Macklin top of your screen. Riley Cooper to the bottom and McCoy the back.
Watch the tight end here off the ball.
LaShawn McCoy goes nowhere. And it's 4th down.
Well, you get your scenario here, Chris.
Well, you're the analyst. You analyze.
Well, that tight end off the ball, you put him there. He's that far off. You know that he's coming back across the formation. Sometimes he'll go out in the passing route, but there they use him to block, and he didn't do it very well. They got bowed up at the line of scrimmage and stuffed that run for nothing.
You got a rookie kicker you have a lot of confidence in. Cody Parker has made a 54-yarder today, his best in the start of his career. The 2-minute warning, plenty of time to discuss on 4th and inches. 2 5-1 teams tied at 17 and 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Audi, Truth in Engineering.
4th and inches could get a first down before a touchdown. The rookie kicker Cody Parkey, who kicked a game winner for Philadelphia earlier this year to beat the Colts, is on at the 2-minute mark to kick a 20-yarder to give the Eagles the lead. Calais Campbell at 6'8" has blocked kicks and extra points before. But a clean snap, hold, and kick. And he's Kelly's hero at the moment. Well, I don't know about that, but this is certainly, no matter who you're rooting for, America's game of the week. 2 teams that have been impressive over the first half of the season and a 3-point game.
I thought that was a smart decision by Chip Kelly to kick that field goal. You're on the road. Carson Palmer's offense haven't been exceptional today, except for the long play to Larry Fitzgerald. Put it on your defense. Let them win a game for you on the road.
Two rookie kickers may ultimately decide this. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, just a reminder that when you guys are done there in Arizona, Game 5 of the World Series is waiting for you. Eric Hosmer in Kansas City trying to break the 2-all tie against the San Francisco Giants. Game 5 of the World Series starts right after you are done with football, live from San Francisco on Fox. Chris, Rondé, and Jay.
Thanks, Kurt. We look forward to that, and what a day it's been on Fox. That red line is where the Cardinals have to get to give their kicker a 51-yard opportunity. That matches his best so far in this rookie season. 5 wide receivers from the 20-yard line, all 3 timeouts. Fitzgerald with the catch, but brought down right away. Michael Kendricks, his first game back since week 2.
2 minutes is a great time to see Carson Palmer's full understanding of this offense. He's the one calling these plays right now.
Middle of the field, knocked away. Trying to get it to John Brown, but Nolan Carroll, who was in and out of the lineup, part of that secondary making the play, so it's 3rd down and 5.
He almost had a chance to intercept this ball. If he gets his head around just a second earlier, he's going to take that away and end this football game.
Looks like he's shaken up once again. 1:33 to play here in Arizona. It's been that kind of game for fans. Eagles, Cardinals, anxious, tense, hoping for the best. Can Philadelphia hang on to a 3-point lead here on the road? And the Cardinals facing a 3rd and 5. What a game for Macklin. 10 catches, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. World Series coming up on Fox after this game. Game 5 between the Royals and Giants. Eagles were charged a timeout with the Nolan Carroll injury or cramps hitting him once again. So they have 2. Arizona has all 3 of their timeouts.
Larry Fitzgerald's been the man today. He's sitting right there in the slot. Let's see if Carson Palmer gets him the ball in this crucial 3rd down.
Going deep for Brown. John Brown! He's going to have a Cardinal touchdown!
mean, I don't understand how this happens, Chris. 3rd and long. Maybe the Eagles were looking at my circle on Larry Fitzgerald there, but you got 2 guys on John Brown there. Obviously a gutsy call to take a shot right there. What a throw and catch and huge play.
Defensive coordinator Billy Davis frustrated. What a throw by Carson Palmer, one of the great deep throwers in this game. And that was right on the money.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The play is under review.
As all scoring plays are.
See, Nolan, the corner and the safety, just Nate Allen gets caught with his eyes in the backfield, expecting something short and underneath, and John Brown, who is a explosive player, rookie player, just distances Nolan Carroll for a huge play.
Well, credit General Manager Steve Keim, who liked Brown at Pittsburgh State as Macklin looks on. When he drafted, they owned Buchanan #1. They traded back to pick up extra picks so that they could move up and draft Brown in the 3rd round. And was his knee down? That's what they're watching closely. Again, ruled a touchdown on the field. He's on.
I think he's over the goal line. It's a good challenge. Knees down.
That's where the ball is.
Where the ball is.
And the ball looks like it's over. Well, we can't see from a side angle. There have to be enough to reverse it.
Actually, if this isn't a touchdown, it benefits Arizona, doesn't it? Because
there's Steve Keim, the general manager, with owner Michael Bidwell. Good point, Ron.
There's a minute and 20 on the clock, minute 21 seconds on the clock. If he doesn't score, they get other opportunities to run this clock out. So either way, it's a big play for Arizona.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Well, my point is mute, but still, in the back of your mind now, you're Philadelphia. This big play, touchdown, you're down. But most importantly, saw Jeremy Macklin looking at on the sideline right there. He's got to be saying to himself, I get an opportunity to go win this. We got a minute and 21 seconds. We're a fast strike offense. See if they're able to do that.
And the extra point critical. We've only had 3 coming into this weekend that have been missed in the entire league. That's a 4-point difference. Eagles know what they have to do. The emotion, the momentum, the scoreboard has swung in favor of the Cardinals. And Carson Palmer, who talked to us about the rebirth of his career coming to Arizona, how he's much more comfortable, 2nd year in Arian's system, when he says, you come in every day, you know what's expected of you.
And he hadn't been having a good day today. He was 19 of 41 coming into that drive, but he has 2 enormous plays in this game, one to Larry Fitzgerald and that touchdown there that brought this Cardinals team within a minute and a half of winning a football game.
Philadelphia lost that timeout when they had the injury inside of 2 minutes. That may work against them now, as they only have 2 remaining here with 1:21 to go.
Saw that stat there. Nick Foles has 5 comebacks. I was getting ready to make the point that Carson Palmer now has, if they go on to win this game, has 18 fourth-quarter comebacks. So we'll see which one of those storylines plays out when this clock ticks to 0.
The rookie, Josh Huff, will down it. Nick Foles will be 80 yards away from trying to rally this Eagle team. It's been a defensive team, defensive struggle, 3 turnovers. Eagles, 1 turnover, Arizona. There have been takeaways. Cromartie with 2 interceptions, and tough hitting players coming in and leaving, coming back after injury.
This has been an exciting game. Only right that it comes down to a last-second drive, and Nick Foles going to have to take care of the football here. We know we've seen his struggles, documented them today. Here we go. Incomplete.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Macklin has been the go-to guy with 10 catches. Jordan Matthews, that sailed over his head. He has 6 catches today.
Todd Bowles said this defense cannot let balls go over their head. This situation, 2 minutes, no big plays.
6 defensive backs for the Cardinals. Foles on target to Riley Cooper. He's across the 40 with a first down. Here comes a flag late and maybe tacked on the way that Cooper was tackled. Only fitting since we've had 21 penalties so far in this game.
I mean, is he thinking this is another horse collar tackle?
They may be discussing.
I would be shocked if they don't pick this flag up.
There is no foul for a horse collar tackle. First down.
Of course, it looks close, and Cromartie is trailing.
Oh, he looked like he may have reached in there.
You've got to have your hand inside, and he had control of that other arm, so I don't know that was a penalty. Good no call.
Blitz picked up. Foles has time, and incomplete for Macklin. It'll be 2nd and 10. 54 seconds to play. Chip Kelly working the official and dialing up the plays for his quarterback. Pass is caught. Tackle made right away short of the first down. Jerron Powers on Macklin. Looks like we're going to get timeout. Eagles will have 1 remaining. And remember, all reviews at this point will come upstairs automatically by the officiating crew. On 3rd down and 2. Carson Palmer faced a 3rd and 5 and threw the touchdown toss to rookie John Brown.
In the 4th quarter of games, but you all know this, down and distance does not matter. You're going for everything. They got to protect Nick Foles here. Got to get the ball out of his hands quickly, get this first down and keep it going.
McCoy, a fingertip catch, gets out of bounds and got the first down. 43 seconds and some 47 yards away. World Series coming up, Game 5. Giants and Royals on Fox right after this. Thrown out of bounds. Josh Huff, the only receiver in the area. Clock stops at 37 seconds. 1 timeout, Eagles. These 2 teams played to the wire last year when they met in Philadelphia after the bye week for the Eagles. Eagles held on, had a big lead, had to fight to secure that win. Blitz coming. Pass unloaded. McCoy will head out of bounds. He'll get inside the 40 of Arizona. 30 seconds left.
Todd Bowles is not scared to pressure in these situations, and they brought one there and left their running back unchecked. And LaShawn McCoy was thinking about making some more yards after the catch there, but smartly he took that to the sideline and got out of bounds and stopped the clock for him. For the tight end and overthrown, Zach Ertz in the area. Tony Jefferson with the pressure on that blitz from his safety spot. He's not going to slow down just because the game is on the line. 4th down. This is obviously the biggest play of the game. See if they dial up another blitz.
Well, the Eagles have a timeout to use. We have a timeout. Arizona. .25 seconds to play, and whatever you thought of these two teams and their 5-1 records, they certainly have earned the respect of not only each other, but people around the league today.
Yeah, this has been an exciting game.
In fact, since 1990, under this format, if you go 5-1, you have an 85% chance historically that has shown that you'll make the playoffs. These two teams look like playoff teams.
I would say they looked really suspect as 5-1 teams in the first half, especially with all those penalties. But coming down the stretch here, this looks like two teams fighting for a win that definitely are playoff contenders. See what they got going up here.
It's 4th down.
Arizona's got a single high shell, match up one-on-one up top.
They're going to fake the run, and Foles is going to get the first down. The clock will run unless they use the timeout right away, and that's what Chip Kelly wants. This game, we have seen a combined 100 pass attempts, no sacks of the quarterback, and on 4th and 2, Foles keeps to get the first down. Trailing by 4, 35 yards away.
16 seconds, Chris. No way to stop the clock unless you get completions to the sideline or throw it away. Anything
Eagles
caught inbounds is advantageous to the Arizona Cardinals.
You saw Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie looking on. Michael Bidwell with manager Steve Keim also. All they can do is, like the fans, watch them live the moment.
I know Todd Bowles likes to be aggressive and call blitzes, but all he has to do is let his defenders keep this ball in play, make tackles.
Sideline throw right on target and out of bounds. Jeremy Maclin. And for Foles, that's his 36th completion. It's a new Eagles record, but he's more worried about trying to get the go-ahead touchdown.
They tried to run somebody underneath this route, but he went to the flat. That's a great throw. Give them another opportunity getting to the end zone.
A 19-yard gain, 13 seconds left, and they're at the 16-yard line of Arizona. Incomplete. Jordan Matthews was back there with Tyrann Mathieu, but that play never had a chance, and now there are 7 seconds left.
Big, tall receiver. Tyrann Mathieu now, knee injury or not. The hops on that kid.
Well, I mean, do you have time for more than one play?
I think you have one play here. If you're going to try to get 2, the first one has to be a shot into the end zone.
Foles for the end zone. No! But there's 1 second on the clock. Zach Ertz was back there with the rookie safety, Deone Bucannon.
Deone Bucannon, they talked about to us that this was going to be a matchup they liked. Deone Bucannon against Zach Ertz, and he goes up and makes a huge play. Nice deflection.
So it all comes down to this. 5-1 Eagles, 5-1 Cardinals. We have a timeout. The Cardinals will use a timeout and add to the drama in the desert.
If you're handicapping this situation right now, Chris, what do you say?
I wanted Chip Kelly to go for the touchdown earlier instead of the field goal. You're the analyst here. Well, you said you got to go to the end zone. Who's your biggest, tallest guy? You got Jordan Matthews at 6'3". You just talked about that. You've got Riley Cooper at 6'4". You got a 6'5" tight end in Zach Ertz. But you have to make sure you get the ball to the end zone.
Arizona defense is not scared to let their defensive backs make plays. Todd Bowles, that last play, challenged him with the blitz. I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges him again. He says our guys are going to win.
1 second on the clock. Macklin, top of your screen.
Look how far off that separation is.
Nick Foles for the win. It's caught, but out of bounds. Cardinals win. What a game. What a finish.
Wow, not only did he blitz, Chris, he brought everybody. Everybody was out into that blitz pattern. And only one guy back here for 2 receivers. And he gets him knocked out of bounds. It would have been incomplete anyways. Wow, what a finish. Great game here.
Terrific performances from Nick Foles, from Carson Palmer, from Jeremy Macklin and Larry Fitzgerald. But it took the defense in the end to secure the win, the 6th win for the Arizona Cardinals.